my oven broke, so I have somebody here fixing it. So if you hear that in the background, that's what's happening upstairs. So good morning, everybody. First of all, I really want to commend y'all on doing your attendance yesterday in Schoology. I really, really appreciate that. I also was super pumped how many people I had join me yesterday. Hopefully y'all continue to jump on every single day. It'll make everyone's lives easier. Hopefully people were okay with their sketches and didn't fall into any like huge questions. I loved it when people reached out to me asking me clarifying questions, because that is what I am here for, is to help you with any of those things. And this is of course weird, and so sometimes it's like, wait, just what is this or what is that? So please continue to do that. I hope you always feel comfortable to reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever. Again, today, so we're in the Tuesday folder, and attendance first, please. And we have two things today. Today is our first discussion that I have assigned for you. I try to keep my discussions quick and simple, but something that is thought-provoking. And 99% of the time, it's based around like artwork or other artists. Today, we will be visiting and discussing two artists who really work predominantly with patterns, because today we are dealing with all of our stuff is about patterns. We will need patterns for this project this week. I just want to make sure you understand that everything I do is relevant to the final project, or at least I try to make it relevant. So what's going to happen today, again, I have everything here in Schoology for you, and the slideshow, whoopsies, that's going way ahead on the slideshow. I will pull up for you so y'all can see it. So today, just a quick review, yesterday was colored pencil technique, and then the colored pencil dessert. Hopefully everybody got their Schoology quiz completed. I'm not going to lie, I haven't looked yet. I will look today. I try to kind of just distance myself from the grade book from time to time, because otherwise I feel like I obsess and I just sit and stare at it. So I will start diving into that today. If you did not complete it yesterday, please do that today. Again, it should take you just a few minutes, and hopefully reading the information and answering those questions kind of solidify like how things roll in art this trimester. Today is our sketchbook number 3, which is going to be pattern and repetition, and then the discussion. You can see here I have examples of student work of pattern practice from last trimester. I really try to always show you student examples as well as like, other resources, because I don't know, for me personally, it's helpful to see like, okay, what does she mean by patterns? Oh, this is how other people successfully completed this assignment. So I have that available for you. You'll see today that basically patterns, as you all should know, it's kind of a word that starts becoming introduced into your vocabulary as early as like preschool or kindergarten. And it's not just in art, like patterns are in like language, where like with poetry, like A-B poems. So there's a lot of different patterns. There's patterns in science, patterns are everywhere. In art, obviously patterns are repetition of design. And the cool thing, I don't know, I love patterns. I think they're beautiful, and they add to all sorts of things in the art world. The patterns are indicative to like cultural things. They are symbolism. So when you work with patterns, you can choose how you want to do this. So your job today is you're going to have a new page in your sketchbook. Again, you should be able to use the cover, like just the front pages. My hope is you don't run out of them, so you don't need to use the backs. Again, reminder, you can also take the pages out if the sketchbook is bothering you, like the bind, or you just feel like, this is constricting. Like take the pages out and then just put them back in. I have students who have taken all of them out and put them in the pockets, and then they just put them in as they finish them. I have students who take them out and then photograph them after they're done and then put them in. So however you need to do it, that works for you. So please make it work for you. So your job today is you're going to fill a page in your sketchbook with patterns, different patterns. Your goal is to see how intricate and how detailed you can make them. You do want to add color. If you're someone who really works in the black and white world, you can do that as well, but please add color to some of them because I want you to practice that colored pencil skill. So this week we are focusing colored pencil only for our color. So again, I really love black and white patterns and the way that sorry about the noise in the background, and the way that they work on the page, but please also kind of incorporate that colored pencil in as well. How you fill your page today is completely up to you. Are you somebody who wants to create are you very precise and you're going to fill your page with these very complete circles and you're going to put patterns in them? Are you going to break it up into squares, rectangles? Are you going to go more cultural? This is an African pattern up here that I found online. These are radial design patterns here. Zentangle, if you were in mine and Miss Jones's class, I believe we touched on Zentangles in 6th grade. Sometimes we change things up, so depending on what trimester you had us, if you Google the word Zentangle, you're going to find endless patterns. You'll also find step-by-step on how to get some of these super funky, almost optical illusion-y patterns. Notice with the black and white, a lot of it is about the weight of the line. And when you hear like weighted line, it means like the thick or thin, like how thick or thin is the line. Notice too that there's colored solid black areas, and that really like makes a pattern pop. You want each pattern to be different. So you're not going to want to complete something that you're turning in that's like all checkerboards. Like I'm looking for that repetition, and I'm looking for you practicing and trying different patterns. Try to break your paper up in funky ways. Like this is super cool. There's no colored pencil added yet, but like, wow, like look at these awesome patterns that they created. Here are other things. You could turn it into an actual picture. So if you're like, I don't really want to do like just random, I want to actually create a drawing, go for it. Create a drawing and then add different patterns to that. This is another, I mean, there's like basically your options are endless. Here are some student examples from last trimester. A lot of my students went with the like break the paper up into sections and give myself space for pattern. They did a beautiful job with their patterns. And here's an artist, Yo-Yo Kasama. I did talk about her a little bit in 6th grade. She was one of my tables. So if you were in my room, she was one of my table artists. And she is still living. She's in her late 90s. And she's a Japanese artist who lives in New York. She actually was supposed to have a huge exhibit open in 2020 in the Botanical Gardens in New York. I was supposed to go to it, but COVID. So it has been postponed, but she is a phenomenal artist who has pattern in everything she does. The other two artists that you guys are going to be introduced today and what your discussion is based on is Romero Brito and then Bisa Butler. Now, Romero Brito is a painter, and he uses elaborate, beautiful patterns. He also is a ceramist who creates ceramic mosaics. And my husband and I actually found one in a art gallery for sale in Paris, and we actually bought it. So I have this really awesome Romero Brito ceramic crazy, I'll have to take a picture and show you guys, that we got in Paris. So that's my little claim to, it's my like famous artwork I have. And then Bisa Butler, she's an African-American artist who creates all her work is textiles, which is fabric. And she creates like these phenomenal cultural pieces out of fabric. So if you see in a slideshow a pink border, that means it's a link. So you can see that these are videos. Excuse me. Your job is to watch these two videos. They're not very long. I very rarely have videos that are, they're a couple of minutes each. And I also have them available in the actual assignment, so the discussion, because I don't want you to have to go back and forth. I see somebody's already answered it, which is awesome. And you're going to watch these videos and then just answer the questions. I do need you to answer both questions for full credit. And you have a couple options with answering them. I have some students that copy and paste it and then just answer. So it's like 1, 2, and then 2 questions. I have people who just answer the questions, but I do need you to answer them in complete sentences, please. And that it's super simple, like quick, fast, 10 points, but it's a great way to be introduced to work of other artists and like connect with it. So to recap today, I can hear my email come in. You have 2 things to complete. You have the discussion. So watch the 2 videos on the artists who use pattern, and then to create a sketch page all dedicated to patterns, different patterns today. That I would like you to add colored pencil color work to, but you can decide if you want to, I mean, you can use Sharpie if you want for the black part, or if you want to use dark colored pencils, it doesn't matter. Does this make sense to everybody what your 2 tasks are for today? So new sketch of patterns. Michael, did you say yes, honey?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, I was gonna say, sorry, I interrupted you. So
no, I interrupted you. That's my fault.
That's okay. So a page of patterns and then the discussion. If you did not complete the quiz yesterday, please do that. This week is a little lighter in a sense of tomorrow I'll introduce the final project, so you'll have a little bit more time to complete that this week. And so hopefully you will be able to stay on top of everything and not what my goal is to not overwhelm you. Like I don't want you to feel like you have things stacked and stacked and stacked. Like I want you to feel like, okay, Monday was this and I got it complete. Now I'm on Tuesday. Does anyone have any questions on anything? If you do not, like I said, I try to go not so quick that you don't understand, but I try to go quickly so I give you that work time that's dedicated during this hour. So if you're copacetic and you're cool, y'all can go work on your discussion and patterns. I will be here the whole time. So if you need anything, jump on and ask or send me messages, and I'm more than happy to help. It's so good to see you all, even if you're little circles.